My daughter let out a scream, which sent a wave of panic through me. I turned and saw her clutching her head and crying. Her 4-year-old brother had just hit her, says Patricia, a parent of 3. I didn't steal the ring. I found it, said Trevor, our 7-year-old son, his blue eyes pleading his innocence. His persistent denials cut us so deeply that we wept. We knew he was lying, another parent say so about his son. And in our last example, Stephen says, I listened impatiently to the sound of every passing car. This was the 3rd time that David had broken his curfew. Where is he? I wondered. Is he in trouble? Does he even care that we are worried? By the time he arrived, I was about to explode. Hello everyone, welcome to our channel. If you are a parent, can you relate to the emotions expressed in the opening of this video? When confronted with similar situations, do you wonder how or even if you should discipline your child? Is it wrong to discipline your children? In this video, we are going to help you to find answers about those questions and more. But first of all, please do us a favor by subscribing to this channel and click the bell icon so that you do not miss more upcoming educational videos. We thank you for your support. Let's go back to our topic. What is discipline? Discipline primarily relates to institutions, education, and corrections. It is never connected with abuse or cruelty. Parental discipline may be likened to gardening. A gardener prepares the soil, water and feeds the plant, and provides protection from pests and weeds. As the plant grows, the gardener may need to prune the plant in order to help it keep growing in the right direction. The gardener recognizes that a careful combination of various techniques will help him to produce a healthy plant. Similarly, parents care for their children in many ways. But at times they need to give discipline which, like pruning, may correct wrong inclinations early on and help their children to grow in the right direction. Pruning, however, must be done carefully, or a plant can suffer permanent harm. Likewise, parental discipline needs to be given with loving care. You can help your child to respond positively by applying closely 3 key elements of good discipline. 1. Loving, 2. Reasonable, and 3. Consistent. Loving discipline. If you love your child you reprove, you must try always to be merciful and compassionate, and slow to anger. Neither does you resort to harsh words, constant criticism, or hurtful sarcasm, all of which can injure like the stabs of a sword. Sometimes your patience will be stretched to the limit, but during the particularly difficult times, always remember that anger-based punishment is usually oppressive, excessive, and counterproductive. Furthermore, punishment motivated by anger or frustration is not discipline at all. It is simply a loss of self-control. On the other hand, when you discipline with love and self-control, you are likely to get better results. Let us see how this parents that we have mentioned at the beginning of this video handled their maters. Patricia says, I was outraged when I saw senseless hurt my son had inflicted on his sister. Instead of reacting immediately, I sent him to his room because I was just too angry to make a rational decision. Later, when I was composed, I sternly explained that violence is not acceptable and showed him how he had hurt his sister. This approach worked well with him. He apologized to his sister and hugged her. Stephen says, when David finally arrived, my wife and I were burning inside, but we maintained control while we listened to his explanations. Since it was so late, we decided to discuss the matter in the morning. We all prayed together and went to bed. The next day, we were in a much better position to discuss the situation calmly and reach our son's hat. He willingly complied with our restrictions and accepted responsibility for his behavior. Thankfully, we realized that a quick response when people are upset is counterproductive. When our first step was to listen, things usually worked out for the best. Yes, proper discipline, even when it includes punishment, is always motivated by love. Reasonable discipline. Reasonable parents are also mindful that children are not miniature adults. One thing that can help you keep things in perspective and avoid overreacting is to remind yourself of what you used to do when you was young. It is vital that you be realistic in your expectations and, at the same time, not justify or condone wrong conduct or attitudes. By taking into account your child's abilities, limitations, and other circumstances, you will ensure that your discipline is balanced and reasonable. Consistent discipline. Children also need the security of consistent discipline. If your standards change depending on your mood, your child may become confused and frustrated. Think carefully before giving ultimatums you have on intention of carrying out. If you warn your child that a certain form of discipline will result if he misbehaves, be sure to follow through. Good parental communication is essential to consistent discipline. If parents disagree about how to handle a situation, it is best that they discuss those differences privately and reach a united decision. So in conclusion, for it to be effective, discipline must be based on these 3 golden rules. Number 1. Loving, effective discipline is founded on love, not anger. When faced with a particularly difficult situation, postpone discipline until you are calm. Number 2. Reasonable, endeavor to take into account all the circumstances, including the child's limitations and abilities. Number 3. Consistent, if you have warned your child that a certain form of discipline will result if he misbehaves, be sure to follow through. Discipline is essential. Your loving direction may help your children to develop into mature, responsible, and balanced adults. Remember, you must train your child in the way he should go. Even when he grows old, he will not depart from it. If you have some ideas that we did not state in this video, please feel free to share in the comments section below so that we help each other to raise children with good morals and humanity. And also do not forget to subscribe to this channel so that you keep learning more from our upcoming videos. Thank you very much for watching this video. We hope we will be with you on our next video.